Stewart Dickson. Mr. Dickson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to participate in this debate today. The Alliance Party will clearly be supporting the motion.
Order.
The tensions and fears around parading this summer and the sickening violence that accompanied it, leading to the injury of dozens of our police officers, are symptoms of ongoing problems in this society. In a year that has been described as our time and our place, inviting the world to come to Belfast, the scenes of violence and disorder are so easily shared digitally across the world, and they've done nothing for our global image. In that context, it's especially important that those in positions of leadership, particularly executive members, show leadership in support of the rule of law. Quite simply, Mr. Speaker, there is no other way. People may not like the rulings of the Parades Commission, but if we are to have debate on changing and reforming that body, it should not be taking place in the middle of the parading season, or in the street, or in the midst of violations of its rulings, violence and disorder. The debate should be taking place in this chamber. Whether one views it as flawed or imperfect, it currently provides the only way of making such determinations until others in this chamber come together to negotiate that viable alternative. As elected representatives, we all have a duty to encourage those involved in parades and those opposing parades to abide by the rulings of the Commission. But there is an even higher standard required of our ministers, not only to abide by the rulings of the Parades Commission, but to uphold those rulings. By failing to support their legally made determination and clearly condemning the violence and the threat of violence, this minister has undermined good relations, support for the police and the rule of law. We believe that this stance is inconsistent with holding ministerial office. The pledge of that office requires him to, and I quote, uphold the rule of law, based as it is on the fundamental principles of fairness, impartiality and democratic accountability, including support for policing and the courts as set out in paragraph 6 of the St Andrews Agreement, which demands support for all policing and criminal justice institutions. We cannot have different standards within Northern Ireland or in relation to other jurisdictions. The Minister said he could not condemn the actions of the band in breaking the Commission's ruling, even though the footage appeared very quickly after this occurring. He said it was because the investigation had not been completed. Yet, the same Minister rightly condemned the conduct of dissident Republican rioters in Ardoyne in July, when a video appeared showing a gunman firing shots at the police. But that investigation hadn't been completed in that case, but the Minister condemned it anyway. The issue is not whether the violence occurs or the Commission rulings are broken. It is whether the law is violated. And if evidence exists that the law was broken, then condemnation should be forthcoming. Mr. Speaker, perhaps Winston Churchill was right when he said that unionists uphold all law except the law they choose to break. In Westminster, when ministers have broken the ministerial code, they have apologised. Our society should demand nothing different. If we are to move beyond division into normalisation, the standards of modern democracy must be upheld, Minister. Some may see this motion as pointless. It has been pointed out already that the Democratic Unionist Party can block it under the cross-community voting rules. I appeal to others to help us to avoid that. Nevertheless, this debate can serve as a proxy to enable MLAs in this Assembly to clearly state their views on the importance of the rule of law and to censure the Minister for his repeated failures with this regard. We hope that he would apologise and retract his comments, and we still believe, and comment has been made about the sensitivity of the situation that we're in at this late hour, that the Minister would do so, helping to resolve the situation rather than add to the tensions of the situation. Mr. Speaker, it's not about political opportunity or opportunism on behalf of the Alliance Party. Our record is clear. We took out indictments in July 1996 against the DUP and the Ulster Unionists, in January 1998 against the Ulster Democratic Party, and in February 1998 against Sinn Féin. On all three occasions, the British and Irish governments were annoyed with the Alliance Party. However, our actions arguably brought some added integrity to the talks, assisted a positive outcome and delivery and commitments in due course. By supporting this motion, we hope to bring some integrity back to our political process and the institutions in moving forward. Thank you, Mr. President.